Welcome back to Taxes Made Simple. I'm your host, Karlton Dennis, and in today's video, we're gonna go over LLC myths that are occurring here in 2021. There are more business owners now than ever before, and even more so, there is more information in regards to LLCs on the internet. I wanna make sure that you're not going down a path that could lead you to owing more money on your taxes, so we're gonna debunk some myths today. Let's dive in. All right, welcome on in, guys. In today's video, we're gonna debunk some myths in regards to LLCs, and part of the reason why I created this video is because I made a lot of videos on LLCs, S corporations, how to leverage your LLC when it comes to real estate, and I want to make sure that some of the information that you guys are learning is being absorbed in the right way. I do see a lot of comments in the videos, and there are a couple of myths that I want to debunk. Starting off with myth number one. Myth number one, LLCs save you money on taxes. I'm sorry, but the answer is no. Part of the reason why starting an LLC won't save you money on taxes is because an LLC is not a vehicle that just saves you money on taxes. It's just an entity structure that you're choosing to open. And if you decide to open up an entity, you're just letting the government know that you're starting a business. If you start a business, the only way that you're gonna reduce your taxes from the money you earned in your business is by focusing on deductions. What can you spend your money on inside of your business that's gonna reduce your taxable income, or what can you place money inside of your business into, such as a retirement account, that may reduce your taxable income? So rather than thinking that starting an LLC saves you money on taxes, know that being a business owner allows for you to create deductions that can help you reduce your taxable income. So myth number one is LLCs save you money on taxes. Unfortunately, that's false. All right, guys, let's keep going. Myth number two, LLCs are supposed to protect all of my assets. Guys, this is a myth. Part of the reason why is because you need to understand what an LLC actually is. An LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. And when you decide to set up a limited liability company, you're separating the liability from yourself, but only if you're behaving how you should as a business owner. I have a lot of clients that will sometimes intermingle their expenses, where they're paying for personal things inside of their business bank account, piercing their corporate veil. I also have a lot of clients that believe just because they started a business that all the money inside their business and all their personal assets are protected. And that's just not true. When you set up an LLC, yes, you have protected your personal assets, but you're limited to what's inside of your business. In the event of a lawsuit, a challenging opponent could come after the extent to what's inside of your business. But they can't come after some of your personal assets depending on how you've set up your LLC and how you structured your entities. One thing to remember though is that there's still liability associated with your business. You've just limited the liability to the business and separated it from your personal assets. You truly established limited liability coverage. Everything that's personal is over here. Everything that's business is over here. Something were to happen to my business, they can't come after my personal assets, my personal IRAs, and everything that I have set up over here with my family. That's something that might be extremely important to you as a business owner. And if you're operating as a sole proprietorship, that might be something you want to take into consideration. So myth number two, having an LLC does not protect you and all of your assets. It limits your liability to the extent of what's inside of your business. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I wanted to interrupt it to say that I appreciate you for even clicking on this video. It was something that you didn't have to do, but I'm appreciative of it. One of the things that I've done to help you and other individuals like yourself who want to know tax law is I created a private group below my own Patreon where you can click on the link and learn a little bit more about the different groups that I've created so you can get more tax education outside of just a video once a week from me. I really look forward to teaching you and I hope to see you inside. Take care. All right, guys, let's jump into myth number three, that having an LLC means that I have business credit. Unfortunately, you have an LLC does not mean that you automatically have business credit. And I know in today's age, more than ever, many people want business credit. People are trying to qualify for loans. People want a line of credit so they can grow their businesses, invest in real estate. And if that's something that you're looking to do, simply establishing an LLC does not mean that you have business credit. So this myth is going around. How do you build business credit inside of your business? Well, there are some things that are very important to a lender or to a credit union that decides to give you a line of credit. One of the most important things to always remember is that if you're starting a new LLC, in order to receive a line of credit or a loan, you need to have an income history report. There needs to be a report of income coming into the business and expenses going back out of the business to deserve having a line of credit or a loan. Now, I know you might be a new business owner. I know you may not have made money yet, but this is where consulting with someone to learn how you can build business credit ahead of time is extremely important to growing your business. Not to mention, you also would need to have what's called a PAYDEX score. I've spoken about this in one of my other videos, but a PAYDEX score is like a credit score for your business. If you're gonna have a PAYDEX score between 80 to 100, then you can apply for a loan or a line of credit inside of your business. But keep in mind, you do need to have an income history report in combination with a PAYDEX score in order for you to qualify. A lot of my clients go through various different institutions such as Dun & Bradstreet, and they'll register their entity structures online so that way they can start building their PAYDEX score, and that might be something you want to look into doing as well. Debunking myth number 3 is extremely important because if you're trying to grow your business, then you might want to leverage OPM, other people's money, and you need to know how to build your business credit. Having an LLC does not mean that you automatically have business credit. All right, now that we're rolling and getting a rhythm, we're going to jump into myth number 4. Having an LLC means that I'm supposed to be on payroll. This one is very, very important for me to discuss because I like telling LLC owners when it makes sense for them to switch to S corporations. But if you're an LLC owner and you have not switched to an S corp, you haven't made an S election, you haven't received back the form stating that you are an S corporation, then you're still an LLC, which means as an LLC, you do not get a deduction by placing yourself on payroll. If you go to a payroll company and process a paycheck to yourself, you do not receive a deduction inside of your business for doing so. So it does not make sense for LLC owners who have not transitioned to an S or C corporation to process payroll because they're not receiving a deduction. LLC owners get paid by distributions, which is a transfer of money from your business bank account to your personal account. Yes, you're not receiving a deduction this way, but this is how you pay yourself as an LLC owner because you're in a flow-through entity. Everything just flows over to you personally. You file taxes on your personal tax return. But we need to make sure that we understand this. Having an LLC is extremely great for business owners, but we need to make sure that we're not taking payroll until we switch to an S corporation. All right, guys, let's jump into myth number 5. Having an LLC means that my name is protected. This one's a big one, and part of the reason why a lot of my clients will ask me questions on where should I set up my LLC? How do I avoid having my name online? Unfortunately, your LLC being established is public information, which means if I go to the Secretary of State, I could look up your EIN number or your business name and should be able to find your business's location and where that EIN number is associated with, which means if your LLC is associated to your personal residence, that means that your information is also online that someone can go find. This is why a lot of my clients will sometimes consult with me around where should they establish their LLC? Does it make sense to open an entity structure in a different state? Sometimes we'll go as far as to look in different states such as Delaware, Wyoming, and have entities as parent companies established in those states only because those states have certain laws that don't require your information to be online. So a lot of my clients will sometimes consult with me to determine if it makes sense to establish their parent LLC in a different state that their operating entity is in. Guys, there are such things as operating entities, parent entities, management companies, and I don't want you guys to get too confused, but this is all myths that have surrounded LLCs for years. If you guys are looking to learn more about LLCs, feel free to subscribe to this channel, reach out to my team so we can schedule you a free consultation, or if you're ready for a coaching call, you're more than welcome to join. I also have my own private coaching area on Patreon where you guys can meet with me every single week for live coaching. If you'd like to get some of my tax strategies that I post every single day, feel free to join and subscribe, and I look forward to catching you on the next video. Cheers.